My name is Lily. I am 34 years old, and this is my story. I live in a small house with a blue door. I love that blue door. It was my idea. My husband, David, wanted a brown door. A sensible brown door, he said. But I wanted blue, bright, happy blue, like the sky on a perfect summer day. We painted it together the year we moved in. That was a good day. I remember laughing when I got some blue paint on his nose. He laughed too, a real laugh. The kind I don't hear very often anymore. We have been married for 7 years. 7 years. It feels like a long time. It also feels like yesterday. It's a strange thing, time. David is a good man. He works hard. He is an architect. He builds big, important buildings. He is serious about his work. He brings it home with him. Not in a briefcase, but in his mind. His mind is always full of lines and numbers and problems to solve. Sometimes I feel like there is no room left for me. Our life is quiet. We have a routine. He wakes up early. He drinks black coffee. I drink tea with milk. He leaves for work. I work from home. I am a graphic designer. I make logos for small companies. I like my work. It is creative. I can listen to music. I can sit by the window. I watch the people walk by. At 5 o'clock, I stop working. I start to think about dinner. David comes home around 7 o'clock. Sometimes later, we eat. We watch a little television. We go to sleep. And the next day starts again. It is a simple life. A stable life. My mother says I am lucky. She says David is a good provider, and he is. We have this house. We have a nice car. We are comfortable. But sometimes, in the quiet moments, I feel a little bit lonely. Even when David is sitting right next to me, it is like he is in his world of buildings, and I am in my world of colors. And our worlds don't touch very often. But today was different. Today was a special day. When I woke up this morning, my heart felt light, like a balloon. I woke up before David. The sun was just starting to peek through the curtains. I lay in bed and watched him sleep. His face looked softer when he was sleeping. Younger, less worried. I remembered the boy I met 10 years ago. He was a student then. He had big dreams and a quick smile. He used to look at me like I was the only person in the world. I missed that look. Today was our anniversary. Our 7th wedding anniversary. I smiled to myself in the quiet room. 7 is a lucky number, I thought. Maybe today will be a lucky day. Maybe today we can find that old feeling again. The feeling of the boy with the quick smile and the girl with paint on her nose. I got out of bed very quietly. I did not want to wake him. I wanted to surprise him. I went to the kitchen. I made his coffee black, just the way he likes it. And I made myself a cup of tea. But I also did something special. I made pancakes, his favorite kind, with blueberries. He loved blueberries. I remembered a picnic we had long ago. We sat under a big tree and ate a whole basket of blueberries. Our fingers were purple. We laughed so much that day. I put the pancakes on a nice plate. I added a small flower from the garden, a little yellow daisy. I carried the tray to our bedroom. I felt excited, like a little girl with a secret. "Good morning," I said softly as I entered the room. David was awake. He was looking at his phone. He always looks at his phone first thing in the morning. "Work emails," he says. "They can't wait." He looked up. "Oh, good morning," he said. His voice was a little rough from sleep. He saw the tray. "Pancakes." "Happy anniversary," I said. My voice was full of sunshine. I put the tray on the bed. He looked at me. For a second, I thought I saw a flicker of confusion in his eyes, just for a tiny moment. Then he smiled. "Oh, right. Happy anniversary, Lily." He put his phone down. He took a bite of the pancake. "This is nice," he said. "Thank you." He ate the pancakes. I sat on the edge of the bed, sipping my tea. I watched him. He seemed to enjoy them, but he didn't say much. He didn't mention the picnic or the blueberries. He didn't talk about the 7 years. After he finished, he picked up his phone again. "I have a big meeting today," he said, scrolling through his emails. "It's for the new museum project. Very important." "Okay," I said. My balloon of happiness felt a little smaller now. Just a little. "Well, I was thinking, maybe we can do something special tonight. To celebrate." "Tonight," he said, still looking at his phone. "I don't know, Lily. I might have to work late. This project is at a very critical stage." "Oh," I said. The air was slowly leaking out of my balloon. "But David, it's our anniversary." He finally looked up from his phone. He sighed. It was a tired sigh. "I know. I'm sorry. Look, I will try to be home early. I promise. But I can't guarantee it. This is a huge opportunity for my firm." "I understand," I said. And I did. I really did. His work was important. But were we not important too? I wanted to ask that. But I didn't. "It's okay to feel disappointed," I told myself. "But don't start a fight. Not today. I will try my best, okay?" he said. He got up and kissed my forehead. A quick, dry kiss. Then he went to the shower. I took the empty tray back to the kitchen. I stood at the sink and looked out the window. The little yellow daisy on the tray looked a bit sad now. I told myself to be positive. He said he would try. He was just busy. That's all. It didn't mean he didn't care. It didn't mean he had forgotten the feeling of us. So I made a plan. A wonderful plan. I would make tonight so special that he would forget all about his big project. I would bring our worlds together again. I decided to cook his favorite meal. Steak, with roasted potatoes and asparagus. And for dessert, I would bake a chocolate lava cake, the kind he loved from that little restaurant where he proposed to me. I spent the whole day preparing. It felt good to have a mission. I went to the special butcher shop for the steak. I went to the farmer's market for the vegetables. I bought a bottle of good red wine, the kind we had on our wedding day. I even bought candles, small white candles. I wanted everything to be perfect, romantic. As I chopped the potatoes, I thought about our wedding. It was a small wedding, just family and close friends, in a beautiful garden. I remembered how nervous David was. He kept fixing his tie. I remembered holding his hand. It was warm and strong. When he said, "I do," he looked right into my eyes. And in that moment, I saw a whole future with him. A future filled with laughter and blue doors and sharing secrets. I baked the little chocolate cakes. The kitchen filled with a warm, sweet smell. It smelled like happiness. I set the table. I used our best plates, the ones we only used for special occasions. I put the white candles in their holders. I found the music we used to listen to when we were dating. Soft, gentle music. At 5 o'clock, I stopped my preparations. I took a long, warm bath. I used my favorite bath oils. I wanted to feel soft and relaxed. I chose my dress carefully. It was a dark blue dress, a simple, elegant dress that David had once said he liked. He said it matched my eyes. I did my hair. I put on a little makeup. I wanted to look beautiful for him, for us. At 6:30, everything was ready. The table looked like a picture from a magazine. The candles were waiting to be lit. The food was ready to be cooked. The music was playing softly in the background. I looked around the room. I felt proud. I had created a perfect little world for us, an island of calm and love in the middle of his busy, stressful life. I sent him a text message. "Hi, love. Hope your meeting went well. I'm making a special dinner for us tonight. Can't wait to see you." I added a little heart emoji. I sat on the sofa with a glass of wine, and I waited. 7 o'clock came, then 7:30. This was his usual time, but tonight there was no sound of his key in the door. The house was quiet, too quiet, just the soft music and the ticking of the clock on the wall. Tick, tock, tick, tock. It's okay, I told myself. His meeting probably went late. This project is important. I understand. I took a sip of wine. I looked at the table. The perfect, empty table. At 8 o'clock, I started to feel a little knot in my stomach. A knot of worry. I called his phone. It went straight to voicemail. "Hi, you've reached David. I can't take your call right now. Please leave a message." "Hi, it's me," I said, trying to keep my voice light. "Just wondering where you are. The food is waiting. Call me back when you can. Love you." I tried to read a book, but I couldn't focus. I read the same page 3 times. My eyes saw the words, but my mind was listening. Listening for the sound of his car. Listening for his footsteps on the path. 8:30. The knot in my stomach was tighter now. I lit the candles. Maybe it would make the room feel less empty. The small flames danced. They made shadows on the wall. The room looked beautiful and sad. A beautiful, sad, empty room. I decided to start cooking the steaks. Maybe the smell would make me feel better. Maybe he would walk in the door any minute, drawn by the delicious smell. I put the steaks in the hot pan. They sizzled loudly. For a moment, the sound filled the silence. But when the sizzling stopped, the quiet was even louder than before. 9 o'clock. The steaks were cooked. The potatoes and asparagus were getting cold. The beautiful meal I had planned was just sitting there, waiting, like me. I called his phone again. Voicemail again. This time, I didn't leave a message. What was there to say? I felt a cold wave of fear. What if something had happened? A car accident, an emergency. My mind started to imagine terrible things. My heart started to beat faster. I called his office number. No one answered. Of course not. It was 9 o'clock at night. I called his best friend, Mark. "Hi, Mark, it's Lily," I said. "I'm sorry to bother you so late, but have you heard from David? I can't reach him." "Oh, hi, Lily," Mark said. He sounded cheerful. "Yeah, I saw him a few hours ago. He was at the office. We were all celebrating." "Celebrating?" I asked. My voice was small. "Celebrating what?" "For Alex," Mark said. "You know, Alex from his team. He got the promotion. He's the new senior architect. The boss made a big announcement this afternoon. So we all went out for a drink to celebrate." David was so happy for him. The words hit me like stones. Celebrating, a drink, for Alex. My mind went blank for a second. I couldn't understand. "Oh," I finally said, "okay. Is he still with you?" "No, he left a while ago," Mark said. "He said he had to get home. He should be there soon, I guess. Is everything all right, Lily? You sound strange." "Yes," I said. My voice was a flat line. "Everything is fine. Thank you, Mark. I'll see him soon then." I hung up the phone. I stood in the middle of my beautiful, candlelit room. The room I had made for us, for our anniversary. And he was out, celebrating someone else's success, someone else's life. He didn't have a big meeting. He wasn't working late on his project. He was at a party. He was happy. He was laughing with his colleagues while I was here, waiting, worrying. And then I knew. The little flicker of confusion in his eyes this morning. The quick way he changed the subject. The tired sigh. He hadn't just forgotten to come home early. He had forgotten everything. He had forgotten our day, our special day. He forgot me. The balloon inside my chest didn't just leak air. It popped. A sudden, painful pop. And all that was left was a hollow, empty space. Tears started to fall from my eyes. Hot, silent tears. They dripped onto my blue dress. The dress he liked. The one that matched my eyes. I walked to the table. I looked at the 2 perfect plates. The 2 wine glasses. The beautiful meal getting cold. It all looked like a joke now. A sad joke. I picked up one of the candles. I blew out the flame. Then the next one. And the next. One by one, I put out all the little lights. Until the room was dark. Just like my heart. I sat there in the darkness for a long, long time. The food grew cold. The wine sat untouched. The music had stopped playing a long time ago. All I could hear was the ticking of the clock. Tick, tock. Each tick was a second of my life. A second I had spent waiting for someone who wasn't thinking of me at all. I thought about the past 7 years. Were they all like this? Me waiting, him busy, me trying to create special moments, him too distracted to notice. I remembered other birthdays, other anniversaries. He often bought a gift at the last minute. A box of chocolates from the supermarket, flowers from the garage. I always told myself it was okay. He was busy. He was stressed. I made excuses for him. I told myself that the small gestures were enough. But was this a small gesture? Forgetting completely? Celebrating someone else on our day? No. This felt different. This felt big. It felt like a sign that I was not important, a sign that our life together was not a priority in his world of big buildings and important projects. I heard his car pull into the driveway. It was almost 11 o'clock. I heard the key in the blue door. The door we painted together. The door that was supposed to be happy. The door opened and he walked in. He turned on the light. He blinked, surprised by the sudden brightness. "Lily, why are you sitting in the dark?" he asked. He sounded happy, relaxed. His cheeks were a little red from the drinks. He saw the table, the fancy plates, the cold food, the unlit candles. He looked confused. "What's all this?" he asked. I just looked at him. I didn't say anything. My throat was too tight. The tears had dried on my face, leaving salty tracks. He looked at the table again. Then he looked at me, at my sad, tired face, at my blue dress. And then, finally, I saw it. The realization. It dawned on his face like a slow, terrible sunrise. His smile faded. His eyes grew wide. "Oh no," he whispered. "Lily, the dinner, oh my God. It's our anniversary." He took a step towards me. "Lily, I am so sorry," he said. His voice was full of shock, full of guilt. I completely forgot. My mind has been so crazy with this museum project, and then the celebration for Alex. It slipped my mind. I am an idiot. He reached for my hand. I pulled it away. I couldn't let him touch me. Not now. "I spent the whole day preparing this," I said. My voice was quiet. It didn't sound like my own voice. It sounded like the voice of a stranger, a very tired stranger. "I made your favorite meal. I bought the wine from our wedding. I wore this dress because you said you liked it." I know, he said, running his hand through his hair. "I'm a terrible husband. I'm so sorry, Lily. Please, let me make it up to you. We can celebrate tomorrow. We'll go to that expensive restaurant you love. Anything you want." "It's not about the dinner, David," I said, finally looking him in the eye. "It's not about a restaurant. It's about today. This day. It's supposed to be our day. A day for us to remember why we got married. To remember that we are a team. But you were celebrating with your other team. Your work team. It wasn't like that," he pleaded. It was just a quick drink for a colleague. A quick drink? I asked. Mark told me. You were there for hours. You were happy. You were celebrating while I was here. I called you. I thought something bad had happened. I was worried sick. He looked down at the floor. He had nothing to say to that, because it was true. You didn't just forget a date, David, I continued. My voice got a little stronger. The sadness was turning into something else, something hard and cold. You forgot me. You forgot about us. I spent today thinking about our life together, about our wedding, about the good times. And what were you thinking about? About a museum, about Alex's promotion. It feels like I'm not in your thoughts at all. That's not true, Lily, he said, his voice desperate now. Of course you are. I love you. Did he love me? Or did he love the idea of me? The quiet wife who took care of the house, the comfortable routine, the woman who never complained, who always understood that his work came first. I don't feel loved right now, David, I said honestly. I feel invisible. I feel like a piece of furniture in your life, something that is always here, so you don't have to notice it. The silence in the room was heavy, filled with 7 years of unspoken feelings. 7 years of me making myself smaller so his world could be bigger. I need to be alone, I said. I stood up. My legs felt shaky. I'm going to sleep in the guest room. Lily, please, he said, reaching for me again. Don't do this. Let's talk. I can't talk anymore tonight, I said, my back to him. There is nothing left to say. I walked out of the room. I didn't look back. I went to the small, cold guest room. I closed the door. I lay down on the bed, still in my pretty blue dress. And I cried. I cried for the lovely dinner that was never eaten. I cried for the 7 years of our marriage. And I cried for the girl with the blue paint on her nose, who thought she had found a love that would last forever. I cried until there were no tears left. And then I just lay there, feeling empty, feeling forgotten. The next morning, the house was silent. A heavy, awkward silence. I got up early. I didn't want to see him. I showered and dressed in my oldest, most comfortable clothes. I didn't look in the mirror. I didn't want to see my puffy eyes, my sad face. I went to the kitchen. He was already there, sitting at the table. He hadn't gone to work. He was just sitting there, staring into a cup of coffee. He looked terrible. He hadn't slept either. Lily, he started, his voice low. I didn't answer. I walked past him to the counter. I made myself a cup of tea. My hands were steady. I felt strangely calm. The storm of tears last night had washed away the intense pain. Now, all that was left was a deep, quiet sadness and clarity. He had left a note on the counter and a small, beautifully wrapped box. I looked at it. It was from a very expensive jewelry store. A last-minute apology gift, just like all the other times. But this time, it felt different. It felt empty. An expensive box, trying to fix something that was broken on the inside. I know I messed up, he said, more than ever before. I spent all night thinking about what you said, about you feeling invisible. He paused. And you're right. I have been taking you for granted. I get so focused on work. I forget about what's most important. I still didn't say anything. I just sipped my tea. It was hot. It grounded me. I love you, Lily, he said. He sounded sincere. He sounded broken. You are my whole world, even if I'm terrible at showing it. I don't want to lose you. I don't want to live in this house without you. I finally turned to look at him. His eyes were red. He looked truly sorry. A part of me, the old me, wanted to run to him, to hug him, to say, it's okay. We'll fix this. Because that's what I always did. I was the fixer, the peacemaker. But something had changed in me last night. Sitting alone in the dark, I realized something. I had spent so much energy trying to make him happy, trying to create perfect moments for us. But I had forgotten about my own happiness. I had forgotten what I needed. I don't know what to say, David, I said. My voice was calm and even. I hear your words, and I believe you are sorry today. But what about tomorrow? What about next month, when another big project comes along? Will you remember me then? Or will I have to plan another perfect dinner, just to be forgotten again? No, he said quickly. It won't happen again. I promise. I'll change. I'll make more time for us. I'll start leaving work at 5 every day. We can have dinner together every night. We can take that trip to Italy you always wanted. Anything. His promises sounded wonderful, like a dream. But were they real? Or were they just desperate words to stop the pain of this moment? I don't need a trip to Italy, David, I said softly. I don't need expensive jewelry. I just need you. I need you to be present. I need you to see me, to ask me about my day and actually listen to the answer, to remember the little things. Because the little things are the big things. I looked around our kitchen. The kitchen where I made him pancakes yesterday morning, full of hope. It felt like a lifetime ago. I think I need some space, I said. The words surprised me as they came out of my mouth, but they felt right. I need some time to think, to figure out who I am without constantly worrying about us. His face fell. This was not the answer he expected. Space. What does that mean? Are you leaving me? I don't know, I said honestly. And I truly didn't. I think I'm going to go and stay with my sister for a while, just for a few weeks. My sister, Sarah, lived 2 hours away. We were close. She would understand. She always said I was too patient with David. Please, Lily, don't go, he said, standing up. He looked scared. I had never seen him look so scared. We can fix this together. Here. We've been trying to fix this for years, David, I replied. But it was always just me trying. I was the only one holding the pieces together. And I'm tired. I'm so tired. I finished my tea. I put the cup in the sink. I walked towards the door. I didn't look at the little gift box on the counter. I will call you, I said, my hand on the doorknob. I need to breathe. I need to find myself again. I walked out of the kitchen. I went to our bedroom and packed a small bag, just some clothes, my sketchbook, a few books. As I packed, I felt a strange mix of fear and relief. The future was a big, scary unknown. But for the first time in a long time, it felt like my own. He stood in the hallway, watching me, helpless. He had built giant buildings. He could solve complex problems with numbers and lines. But he didn't know how to fix this. He didn't know how to rebuild us. I walked to the front door, the happy blue door. I put my hand on it. I love this door, I whispered, more to myself than to him. I love you, he whispered back from behind me. I opened the door and walked out into the morning sun. I didn't look back. Living a lie isn't always about big secrets. Sometimes it's about pretending to be happy when you are not. It's about smiling when you want to cry. It's about saying, I understand, when you feel broken inside. I had been living that lie for a long time. My journey is not over. I don't know if David and I will find our way back to each other. Maybe he will change. Maybe this was the wake-up call he needed. But more importantly, maybe I will change. I am learning that I need to be a priority in my own life. My feelings matter. My dreams matter. I matter. If you are listening to this, and maybe you feel invisible in your own life, please know that you are not alone. It's okay to feel sad or angry. It's okay to want more. Don't be afraid to ask for what you need. Don't be afraid to take some space to find yourself. Your story is important. You are the main character, not a supporting role in someone else's story. Be brave. Choose yourself. It might be the hardest thing you ever do, but you are worth it. You can do this too. Keep going. Find your own happy blue door.